Well, hello, my friends. We have some breaking news, perhaps to say, in a retrospective look at what had been a part of our discussion, and specifically on February 26th, we had our little reading session, and I want to tell you that some of the things that had been talked about have come to pass. So let me see what it is. Excuse me while I check my notes real quick. But it was from February 26th, and the title of that particular reading was Back to Politics. And I appear to be reading just off one of my cards, and I said, I'm seeing a plane on this card. But it looks like maybe there's some sort of an issue with the plane, right? So let me hold this up. But it looks like it's an electrical problem. I'm not seeing it as a tragedy, but I'm seeing that something happens and goes wrong with an airplane. And so not quite a crash, but just it keeps sticking with the idea that it's an electrical problem, all right? Now, in reference to that, just this past week, an airline that was flying from Australia to New Zealand had an electrical outage, and they lost all power. And they were able to finally get things up and running again, and they returned to their home base again. But what they were saying is it was electrical problems, and that their control panels were out. So they were unable to physically control the airplane with the electrical system anymore. What happened was it kind of like dropped, almost like it was falling out of the sky, and people that were not in their seats were banging against the ceiling in the airplane. Okay, and so just recently, this week, they have been able to recover the black boxes from these airplanes, and they're going to check to see whether it was a plain old plane outage or if it was sabotage. So just wanted you to know we did see that it was no tragedy, and this, fortunately, God bless, was not a tragedy, but it did have dangerous repercussions, okay? So just wanted you to know that it looks like we're getting some information that is going to be practical and applied, all right? So know that that's true. And we'll keep our eyes open for anything future. If you want to look it up yourself, you can go to that February 26th, and I believe the reading starts at about 6 minutes and 54 seconds. So it's got this little timeline marked on it. So go back and check. And if you want to, you can send me some feedback, because it's pretty interesting to see something like that come to fruition. All right? And especially since it's no tragedy. Alrighty, kiddos, let's see now. Our dates for this little reading that we're going to be doing today is March 18th through the 24th. Isn't this nice? What we've got right here is the sun card, the happiness card. Let me change this real quick. So that's on the bottom of our deck. Let's shuffle through these with our DNA molecule here on our Voyager deck. So, one more shuffle, and we're good. And we're good. Okay. Oh, I think one of the other things I said was I thought maybe the pilot was ex-military, that they could fly by the seat of their pants. So maybe we'll get more information on the pilot too. All right, here we go, kiddos. Wow, this is interesting to me, just because I'm laying all these cards down. But I've got a lot of major arcana cards that are coming through to begin with, all right? So there's important stuff that's happening. And this is, I really love this card. This is the High Priestess card, and for me, this is the card of the psychic. I think a lot of people are getting more and more in tune with their psychic abilities, and this is going to keep progressing. you might say it's just hunches or yes, a little intuition or whatever, but this is telling me that you're actually, a population in general is getting more and more psychic. So we're going to call on some of those abilities for the first part of this week. Later, it'll be in our hands to do something with it, but this is telling me we're going to have some heads up on things that we need to know information on. All right? Okay, and then we've got her compadre, which is the magician card. So we're going to have the ideas, which might even be hidden ideas or agendas that we are not aware of yet, and they're going to be able to manifest them with the magician card, okay? So know that your ideas need to be acted on this week in order to make them happen. And this one was telling me that face it philosophically. If you can't do it and say, oh, it was a miracle and this wonderful thing happened, look at it closely, and I think you're going to find that there's one foot in the real world, one foot in the magical world, all right? So we're going to have, this is a compounding. I'm using both of those cards, the High Priestess and the Magician card, are going to be compatible for this week, and it's going to be manifested, something that is artistically given to us, all right? Beautiful. I don't know exactly where we're going with this one, but we do have a business card as well. This is my Capricorn card, which is a card of business, major arcana card, very important. And this is telling me that there's going to be old school stuff that's going to be dealt with this particular week. So we're going to find out a lot more about maybe business transactions that have been going on. Here we go back to politics. And there's going to be one important male that's going to be giving information. This is an older man giving information that is going to reveal how a couple of younger men have played the system like a grand piano, okay? So, but it's an older man that's going to give us some pertinent information, right? Very smart. And to use a phrase from an old British play that says a Farsian son of a gun, and that's what this guy looks like, all right? So know that. I do have that there's going to be some personal interactions here that we want to pay attention to. One is, do not be afraid of what looks like conflict. There's going to be someone, an Adam Schiff kind of a guy that's going to help sort things out. He's going to have a logical explanation for things because he's dealing with an issue right now that looks really chaotic. And I got a little flash of Pete Buttigieg too. I would like to see him come to the fore during this coming week because it looks like he's got some answers that need to be dealt with too. Those of us that are working with computer-based businesses, there's going to be opportunities that are opening up for us. Here's a computer-based business, and remember I started out with a business card. So here's the computer stuff, and here's the card that says we're going to luck into dealing with some of the right people. They may be kind of beginning in this situation. They might not be the most practiced person in their field, but they have the skills in order to do that. So keep your eyes open for them because it looks like a couple of younger people that are willing and able to help because the threes are always about pushing things forward. So they're going to help you get things rolling. And this right here is they have what you don't have. Okay, so it's a complementary relationship, and this is saying start out like a baby. You don't know what you're doing. Who cares? Just practice, 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 and you're going to end up exactly where you need to be. Okay, so we're not worried about where we're going. It's a growth card. It says whatever is being placed in front of you, take a shot at. You don't have to stay with it, but you do need to try it. Okay, so let's see. We already read the bottom of that one. This is a really interesting card. This is the Moon card, so those of you that are Piscean people, the spotlight's going to be on you, so just say thank you, and I appreciate it. Okay, and the other is, if things are obscured and not quite so clear, just bear with it. Keep rolling, because it's going to get better and better and better. All right. And that's kind of it too. That's clarity of the mind. So we were just talking off of that other card. This is great for that. It is the Ace of Swords. Now there's somebody out there who has gifts as a writer, and you got to get busy, because this is telling me that you've got an idea. Don't hold back and keep pursuing your craft. Yeah. This tells me that you get too disappointed. You get a rejection notice from a different magazine or publishing house of some sort. It's their loss, not yours. Just keep marching forward, because this is telling me you're taking it too hard, and try and ignore that and just send it to a different house, okay? It's going to get better, because it looks like there's an opportunity. It's just, see, these are the opportunities up there. These are the opportunities that you've already spent. So you've still got 3 or 4 more chances to recycle your abilities here. Okay, so that's a little jumbled up, but starting with the airline stuff, have a look and see what you find out about it. And keep an ear open for what they find in those black boxes. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so from my heart to yours, have a nice St. Patty's Day, and we will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.